Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Social Selling 101 webinar. My name is Brandy Rains, and I am so thankful that you took time today to join me on this webinar. I am truly excited to share with you so much behind what social selling is. I want to help you step into what you really are called to. I want to help you elevate your life. And I really want to give you all the ins and outs of social selling. I've done this for 5 years now. I have found a lot of success with social selling, meaning selling from social media on all platforms. And I think that is the number one message that I get in my inbox almost daily is, how do you do what you do? How did you get started? And so many questions about social selling that I thought we need to bring this all together and make a webinar for you. You're going to want to make sure you stick around until the end because I have an exclusive offer for those of you who join during this webinar to listen in and to hear all of the goodness that I have for you guys. So I'm super excited. I am going to be sharing with you my top 4 social selling tips, and you're getting this goodness that has bottled up over the last 5 years all within this webinar. So let's get started. Welcome here, you guys. I am so excited. I think what I'm most excited about is that you are now going to be able to have something on print, in print, that is giving you literal direction and step by step. In this webinar, I'm going to be teaching you how to determine if online business is even for you. We're going to be helping you choose what type of online business. Now, I run a couple of different online businesses, and so I want to help you determine what type of online business you will be venturing into. And maybe that's multiple businesses, but let's start with your first one that you are most passionate or excited about. I'm going to be helping you find the most important keys to finding success in the business that you choose and really honing in on those skills and perfecting and becoming an expert at them. And then most importantly, I'm going to help you level up in your business and be paid what you truly deserve. Does that sound good to anybody? So the web content is going to be what exactly social selling is, and is social selling for you. I'm going to give you a little bit of background about me and my story, a little bit to maybe ensure that you're in the right place and listening to the right person. I'm going to be giving you my top 4 social selling tips for free. You guys are getting this like for free. It's insane. And then a little surprise at the end. So again, please make sure that you stick around. So let's ask this to ourselves. Is social selling for you? I definitely have asked this myself multiple times before I started my business in 2017. And I will tell you right now, I think social selling can be for anyone if you find the right type of business and you find your niche and you find what you're passionate about. And then you really kind of give it that authenticity and little edge that only you can give. That's when I believe social selling can be for anyone. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself these questions. Do you dread Mondays? You're already shaking your head yes. Do you dread Mondays? More blues, okay? You do not have to dread Mondays. Did you know that that's not normal? It's not normal to beg for Friday. It's not normal to dread having to wake up Monday morning and do the thing that provides for you, that provides for your family, that puts a house over your head and food on your plate. That's not normal, okay? Another question I want you to ask is, do you feel fulfilled with the work that you're doing each day? Is it filling your cup? Is it making you feel passionate or excited? Does it bring you joy in your life? Okay. Do you find yourself watching and following along social media influencers? Are you watching other people, maybe me, maybe others, growing social media businesses, succeeding, thriving, and you're mesmerized or you're encouraged or inspired or drawn to social media influencers or social media business entrepreneurs? Ask yourself a couple more questions here. Do you wish you could find a way to make money even when you are asleep? I do. Do you wish you could take more vacations? I live for vacation. Do you desire to have more time with your family and your friends? Life is short. Do you personally love online shopping? I think we can all say yes to that one. Do you ever buy something and tell your friends or your family about it? Oh my gosh, look what I got on Amazon. Look what I got at Target. Look what Starbucks just released, right? Do you ever buy something and tell other people about it? Do you want to leave a legacy for your family? Whether or not you have a family yet or not, do you want to leave something behind here on this earth with the work done, with the impact that you've made? Do you dream of taking on fun projects or endeavors, or want to do different things for other people, or give back, or try new hobbies, but financially you can't do it? Do you wish you could find purpose, and you do daily? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, then yes, creating a social selling business is for you. And I can help you. I can help you every step of the way. So stay tuned with me, okay? A little bit about me. My name is Brandy Rains, and I have been doing this social selling business thing for 5 years now. I have grown a multi-seven-figure income solely from my social media. Let that sink in. Social media, social selling techniques, and solely sharing my marketing across all platforms, okay? Not only have I created a residual income side to my business, I have personally, and this is insane to even say, but I'm so proud of, I've personally sold over $7 million in products that I've never personally had to manufacture, invest in, or ship to any client. Sold over $7 million in product, and I've never had to take the product, create the product, or send the product. Crazy, right? No inventory, no overhead costs in my business. It's crazy, right? I have a phone, I have a face, and I have grown this multi-seven business. A little bit more about me, and look at this cute picture of my little Riley, my husband Casey, and I was actually pregnant with my son Hudson here. 5 years ago, I was working at a desk job for a real estate firm. I was assisting in lead generation. I was really good at my job. I was really good at it. I've always been someone that can talk to people, but I didn't love it. It was not fulfilling me. My husband is in the military. We were expecting our second child, and I very much so lived that wake up early, try to get a workout in if I can, take my daughter to daycare, do the 9 to 5, come home, cook dinner, get a bath, read her a book, get her in bed, and my day was just the same thing day in and day out. And there's something wrong with that, but I knew there was more. 5 years later, look, we have our addition there, little Huddy. This is my beautiful family. I love them, and this is why I work so hard. 5 years later, I've built a multi-seven-figure online business. I retired my husband from the military, and he now stays home and runs this business with me. We've moved back home to North Georgia, close to family. We have built our dream home. Okay. We are able to prioritize family. And I'll tell you right now, being in the military is something really incredibly hard to do. And so to be able to take a step back from the military, although we loved what it did for us and the security it gave to us, we were really ready for that next step, to be together as a family and to really leave that impact and really give back and really be able to enjoy life. Enjoy, J-O-I, joy, enjoy it, right? We vacation to beautiful places. We are saving like crazy for retirement and investment, and we are in the process of investing in so many other things that we believe in, that we're passionate about, and I'm so thankful we're able to do that. We can do all of this, and we have peace of mind around our finances, and we have control over our schedule, and we can do the things that we want to do, and we can go and we can come as we please. And I'll tell you right now, I believe that this world has really trained our minds. I think it's just something, as we've grown up, it's trained us to believe that security is a 9-to-5 job, but there's so much more security, and being able to control your income, to control your schedule, being able to say when you want to come and go, being able to give yourself the time off, or to be able to hustle when you want to or need to, right? There's so much power within that. So I'm sure you're asking, okay, it all sounds great. How can I do this too? This sounds great. Sign me up. I want to build that life. I want to be able to dive in. I want to be able to be successful at it. And on the flip side of that, I'm sure there's a lot of nerves. I'm sure there's a lot of things that rise whenever you see somebody being successful on social media that excite you, but also scare you and put the fear in you and make you feel like, well, how am I going to do this? You're going to be able to do this by listening to this webinar, listening to my top 4 social selling tips. I'm promising you it's going to give you the guidance that you need. And then listening to what I have for you at the end of this webinar. Are you with me? Let's get into it. Top 4 tips. Tip number 1, you need to find your lane. You need to find your lane. And you'll often hear this referred to as find your niche on social media. You'll hear people say, find your niche, find what you resonate with, find what you're passionate about. And I think for me, it took time, but now that I understand what it takes to find your lane, I don't feel it needs to take as much time as it took me. And so I'm hoping that I can help you figure that out, okay? There are many, many, many types of online businesses to choose from. And it really comes down to what you really love and finding something that you can be passionate about and that you can pour into. And when you're passionate about something, that brings the authenticity inside of you out. And it doesn't matter how many people in the world are already doing that type of business. It doesn't have you yet. It doesn't have your extra quirks. It doesn't have your ideas. It doesn't have your work ethic. It doesn't have upbringing that carved you into who you are today. Okay. So you really do need to take that out of your mind thinking that, so many people are already doing it. It doesn't have you yet. And that right there is a superpower, my friend. It is a superpower. You can build a multifaceted business where you're making an income from different streams. So in my business, I've been able to grow within network marketing. I've been able to grow within being an influencer. I've been able to grow within creating trainings and systems for other people. And that's just a continuous evolvement over years. And so what I want to encourage you is to find the one type of business, and we're going to kind of get into that here, that you feel is really going to be something that you can pour into daily. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not something that you're going to be able to be motivated on daily, because I believe that being motivated and being dedicated are 2 different things. And we'll get into that on this webinar. But I wanted to mention it because I think I see a lot of people start online businesses and then they lose that motivation and that excitement that they initially had when they first started diving into it. And then all of a sudden they no longer stay dedicated. And I'll tell you right now, nobody stays motivated all the time because it's an emotion. So we need to find what type of business are you going to stay dedicated to, okay? So like I said, I am an influencer and I also do network marketing. Network marketing is a way that I've built residual income. I've built a team. I have my own sales. I've built my team and then I train my team. So within network marketing, it's multifaceted, and then within influence, multifaceted. There's multiple ways to be paid as an influencer. You can be paid via commission. You can be paid via base pay. You can be paid via base pay and commission. So there's a lot that goes into both sides of my business, okay? So here are a couple of avenues or lanes that you could choose. And there's even more than this, but I'm going to smoke it down into 4. So you can choose to create a product. Maybe you're really passionate about like handcrafted candles and soaps. Like, do it, okay? Maybe you really love creating inspirational shirts with your vinyl, your Cricut, right? Maybe you have come up with like a brilliant idea and you can't find it anywhere, and so you create it yourself. You can do that on a small level, and you can market it for free on social media, okay? The next type of business that you could start, and again, you call 4 of these, but let's start with 1, is providing a service, okay? Whether it's coaching or life coaching or training on a specific thing that you're really good at. Maybe you're an accountant or maybe you do taxes or like a CPA, and you want to create some sort of course for people to take to learn about these things, or about retirement, about taxes or whatever, right? That I dove into something like really heavy. Let me think of another provide a service. You could be a service that provides an interior design portfolio virtually for clients all over. When we were building our house, we had a gentleman who owned a business that virtually was able to create the 4D imagery of my floor plan for my home and allow me to almost virtually walk through it and say, oh, I don't want that wall, I don't want that door, that window needs to. And it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I never met the guy in my entire life. He provided a service to me and something he was really good at. You can share a talent or entertainment. You have a specific talent or maybe a really good voice. Maybe you're funny and you share comedy on your Instagram or your TikTok, right? Believe it or not, you get paid for these things. Or you could join a network marketing company, okay? There's so many other things that you can do. You can start, selling certain kinds of merchandise, a boutique. There are so many different ways that you can go with this, but these are just 4 that I really kind of wanted to tap on when choosing what type of online business, okay? Not only do you need to choose what avenue you want to take when you're starting an online business, but you also need to determine these things right here, okay? So let's break this down. Who do you want to be and how do you want to be perceived in your business, okay? I think that this all kind of ties into building a brand for yourself. So regardless of what type of business, whether you're joining a network marketing company, starting an online, clothing sales, starting an online merchandise sales, starting in line service or entertainment, you want to start by really, really targeting who do I want to be in this space and how do I want to be perceived? What impact do I want to make? How do I want to feel when they talk to me, when they come across my page? What kind of energy or vibe do I want to give off? How will I serve people in my business? Now, when I say serve, I specifically mean how will I serve people and it costs them $0? I want to be able to serve people. And when you serve people in a way that's giving back and that's true and authentic and comes from a place of compassion and it comes from a place of contribution, right? That gives your business an edge that cannot be duplicated or competed with. When you're serving people by making them feel empowered or encouraged, when you're teaching them valuable things about your product or about life or for instance, me teaching makeup application and giving people that encouragement, so more confident in their own skin, whatever it may be, right? How are you going to serve people for $0? What moral compass do you want to follow within your business? And I would encourage you to maybe even take these questions and make like a vision board. I think anybody can just start up an online business, but the ones that I see succeed, they're asking themselves these questions almost daily. What moral compass do you want to follow? And the last is, who will your ideal audience be? And this is huge. This comes back to finding your niche. Who is your ideal audience, right? Who is the consumer? Who is the person on the other end of the phone that is receiving the content or the things that I am putting out into social media? It's really important you ask yourself these questions. I want you to take a minute and look at the people you follow on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. Likely, you are drawn to people who share a product or share entertainment or share an energy or share some sort of business or entrepreneurship on these social media platforms that you will in turn be encouraged by, okay? So I think it's really, really important that we take a step back and we go, okay, are these people doing something that I would be interested in doing as well, okay? Now listen, ask yourself these questions. What qualities do they possess that attracts me to their page? Okay. How do you feel when you see their content? What feeling do you have? I think when we are running an online business, it is so important that we are focused and always coming back to the thought of how do people, when they come to my page, and how do I feel with the content that I'm putting out. I think that just brings, again, that level of authenticity in your business. What makes you trust them when they are sharing something they love? Why do you trust these people? I'm sure you've bought something from a social media influencer or an online business, a small business, even a small business in your local area, right? Maybe you found them locally, but then you saw they have an online business. What made you trust them? And when they shared it, you bought it, or you consumed it, or you loved it. And then how do you connect with these people? And when you're answering these questions, you are literally painting the framework for who you want to be as an online social selling entrepreneur. Does that sound good, guys? Tip number 2, let's dive into finding your passion. Now listen to me. I think that you could literally wake up tomorrow and just say, I want to sell homemade lasagna online and I'm going to freeze it and ship it to everybody. But like, if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to stick with it. You're not going to stick with it when the going gets hard, because it will. An online business is not an easy thing. Now, it's going to become easier because I'm going to be giving you all the steps, all the background work, all the foundation work, all the framework, step by step. Don't forget to stay tuned till the end here. But it's really important that you are passionate about what it is you decide to go into business with, okay? So it's really easy to just say you want to have an online business, and it's really easy to say you want to work from anywhere. But in order to grow with social media, in order to grow your platforms, you've got to put passion behind your work, okay? When you can create a vision of the life that you want, you'll be able to stay disciplined even on days you do not feel motivated. And we talked about this earlier because it's something I genuinely believe in, and it's something I live in and out every single day, where I am very disciplined and I show up, even though I'm not always motivated, because there is a vision for what kind of life I want. There is a vision for the goals that I have, and I'm very committed to it. Okay. So in order to decide what type of business you are passionate about, ask yourself these questions. Okay. What type of businesses do the people I follow on social media run? It's really simple. Go look at the people that you look for on social media and what kind of businesses are they running? What products or services do I find myself seeking to improve my knowledge on, right? Like, are you seeking something specific? For me, I remember really wanting to make my skin better, so I was seeking really good skincare products. Maybe you're seeking something that helps with home organization, or maybe you're seeking something that helps you with learning more about finding trendy fashion. Maybe you're seeking something that's making you want to find more about fitness or working out, right? What are you trying to find more knowledge and improvement on? And what products and services are tied to that, okay? What products or services do I often share with my friends and family? So do you buy products and tell your mom and your sister and your best friend, and or even better, do you ever buy something and then share about it on your social media, on your stories, on a post? Oh my gosh, I love this new sauce that I just bought from Target. Oh my goodness, look at this new lipstick color I got. Wow, check out these jeans. They make my butt look great. What are you sharing with your friends and family already? We all share our Starbucks drink, right? Right? We all share our Starbucks drink because we're like, this was so good. And it comes from an authentic place, and there's zero inauthenticity behind it, because we believe in it, we're passionate about it, we love it, it's something we consume daily, right? So these are things you need to ask yourself when you're trying to figure out, what am I passionate about, okay? Setting aside current knowledge or circumstances. If you close your eyes, take a minute, just close your eyes. I know it's like kind of silly, but please, wherever you are right now, take a minute. I know it's probably loud around wherever you are, so put your things down, hone in for a minute. Take your eyes, close them. Envision yourself running a media empire. What would you be doing? Like, so you're setting aside your current skill set, knowledge, circumstances, money is not an option, like money's not an issue, what would you be doing if you were like just a boss babe or a boss guy, whatever, running a social media empire? What would you be doing? Do you think about it? Would you be offering a service such as helping others perfecting a skill or achieving a certain type of goal? Ask yourself this question, write it down if you need to, come back if you need to. Would you be selling something such as sharing things you love from your favorite stores, partnering with a company that provides products you can sell and promote? Did you guys know that you can do that? Did you know you could get paid for that? Or are you creating products yourself? Are you passionate about creating something that you made and sharing that? Something you love, you believe in, you're passionate about, you're perfecting it. What does that look like for you? Are you sharing something that another company made that you never have to put your hands on, you never have to ship, invest in the merchandise and the manufacturing, you don't have to house it, you don't have to hold inventory, and you're just sharing these things that you love, right? And you have the choice. It's your business, it's your platform, so you can choose what you do and do not share. So it can be very, very authentic. Are you sharing these things, or are you creating your own product? These are two completely different types of social selling businesses, very lucrative, both very successful, but you have to decide where you want to start, right? Would you be sharing a talent or entertainment and be sponsored by big companies? Are you dancing? Are you singing? Are you doing comedy acts and other companies sharing you? Did you know you could do this, you guys, and be paid for it on social media? Okay. Would you be leading others in learning how to share and promote products you love? AKA network marketing. Network marketing. And there are hundreds of incredible network marketing companies. And I can guarantee you can find one that aligns with what you're passionate about and what your morals are and what you're excited about, and run with it. Okay. Ultimately, whatever you choose, whatever comes to mind when you close your eyes and you were thinking through that and you're asking yourself those questions, you need to make sure that it moves the meter for you. You need to make sure that it creates this excitement, this joy. It gives you the butterflies in the stomach. Like, it needs to kind of scare you a little bit. You may not possess the skills that it takes to be successful at this sort of business or idea yet, but if you have the passion for what you want to achieve or what you want to start or do, you can learn the skills. You can learn what it takes. And I'm going to help you. So good. Tip number 3, my friends, create your vision. And you've kind of heard me mention this throughout this entire presentation, but creating a vision will automatically give you dedication on hard days. Creating a vision literally means, what does it feel like to have that successful business? What does it look like? What does my life look like? How does my family operate? What am I driving? What kind of house am I living in? What am I wearing? What kind of people am I with? What kind of ways am I giving back? Like, you need to paint and create a very intricate vision for what you want. Physically write it out. Write out what your ideal day would look like. So right now I want you to write down what your day already looks like. Okay, so rewind 5 years ago. My day, like waking up really early, like 5 a.m. to get a workout in. I hate waking up early, okay, truthfully. Trying to get a workout in, then getting my baby ready for daycare, getting her breakfast, getting me breakfast, trying to get ready some sort of way, getting her to daycare on time so I can rush to work, sitting at a desk from 9 to 5 with little breaks, literally all day. Hurry up, get off work, rush over to pick my baby up from daycare. Then I would stop by the grocery store most days, get home, make dinner, try to play with daughter a little bit, get her in the bath, get her in bed, and then go to sleep and do it all over again the next day. That was my day. I physically wrote out what I wanted my day to look like. Now, I don't even have to set an alarm. I do, but I don't even have to. Now I wake up around 7. I go to the gym, get a nice, incredible workout. I can sit in the sauna if I want. I can stop by Starbucks on the way home if I want. My kids are here home with me. It's an enjoyable morning, and mornings used to be so stressful for me, right? And then I come home, I start my work, I can stop my work, go downstairs, hang out with my kids, come back up. I get to be able to create my own schedule, and the way that I wrote out what I wanted my life to look like is what I'm living today. And there's power behind envisioning what you want and just putting energy into that and just believing it's going to happen, and then finding what skills you need to get at, perfecting those skills, getting better at those skills, being an expert at those skills, and your business starts to grow, because that is the foundation of being able to be successful in social selling. I want you to write out, what is my most ideal day? And you can be as crazy with it as you want, okay? I also encourage you to maybe make a vision board and like cut out pictures from magazines or print them out from online, and like visually, like, what do I want to drive? How do I want to feel? What kind of trips do I want to take? What do I want to do with my days? What do I want my kids to be able to do? I want you to write that all out. I want you to write it all out, okay? And you could choose. What are things you are currently missing out on because you are stuck at your 9 to 5? What are you missing out on? I was missing out on my daughter's first steps, on her trying different foods for the first time. I was missing out on time with my husband. I was missing out on, something as simple as like a package needs to be delivered and you have to sign for it, but I'm not home. And so it takes me 2 weeks to get the package. There were so many just little things in life that were harder because I was at a 9 to 5 job, building somebody else's dream and getting paid hourly for it. You can choose. You love your current job, but financially you cannot fulfill the dreams that you envision. So there are so many things that you would want in your life. However, it's not physically possible right now because financially you can't do it, right? And we know that the cost of living is just going up and up as time goes by. So even if your social selling business isn't your full-time business, to be able to just have that as extra income and to give you the choice to have freedom when you want it, should you want it, that is powerful. What vacations do you dream about taking that you and right now think, I could never do it? Like, I would love to go to Greece, but I couldn't afford it, or I couldn't take time off. I would love to be able to take my kids to Disney, but I can't afford it and I couldn't take time off. What skills do you want to perfect to be able to get better at what it is you're wanting to do? And there's a lot of skills in every single category of business that we've kind of talked about here. But let's just talk about like just the initial ones that come up when you think, okay, I would want to start this type of business, but these are the skills that I know I'm not good at. Maybe it's, for me, I knew I needed to become more confident to be able to even speak online, on live videos or on stories, on Instagram Reels or TikTok. I knew I had to figure out a way to become a little more confident, okay? And please make sure you're sticking around because I'm going to help you identify the skills and perfect the skills and figure out what skills I need to be identifying and all the things in between, okay? And what would you immediately change in your life or improve in your life if finances were a non-issue, okay? So as you're kind of writing out your vision for what this life looks like, I want you to ask these questions to yourself, take a screenshot or write these down so you can really kind of start to perfect that vision that you need to have in order to be able to succeed. When it comes to creating a true vision, you need to think hard about the things that you want in your life. You need to talk to your significant other, talk to your family, talk to the other decision makers, and you need to share this vision. And this is something that early on in my business I didn't do. And so my husband and I were not aligned on what the business was going to be and turn into because my dreams and aspirations and goals and vision didn't line up with what his were. So it literally was just us having a conversation to be able to mesh those together, to fine tune it, and then go, okay, we're both on board. Let's do it. Does that make sense? Because you need to make sure that the people in your life have a role if they want in what you're doing, and not necessarily like actually physically working the business, but supporting you in it. And so share what you're working towards. And it's not just, I want to make more money, but it's this can open up the door for XYZ, right? Go back to the last slide, screenshot that if you need to. Okay. So in order to grow a successful online business, you must treat it like an actual business. Make the decision upfront that you're going all in. Whatever kind of business you choose to start, take yourself seriously. Show up confidently. Scared? but confidently, right? Because most of us are scared when we start an online business. You need to remember that you truly teach people how to treat you and your business. And so when you show up in that way of, I'm going to do this and I'm going to fall and I'm going to fail, but I'm going to get back up and I'm going to continue going back at it. If you started a brick and mortar business, you would immediately have upfront overhead costs, right? So if you went and you started a restaurant per se, right? You would immediately have to make sure you were paying a business, paying the bills, paying the mortgage, all the things. Almost all online businesses have a fraction of the cost compared to a brick and mortar business. Okay, so the concept of social selling is, it's been around long enough to where we've been able to fine tune it and make it work for us, right? But when you look at really, like, you're already winning when you start an online business compared to just saying, okay, I'm going to open up a storefront, because you immediately are in the weeds, okay? Whereas when you start an online business, your marketing is nearly free. Most of the time it's free for me. Nearly free, we'll say, because there are exceptions. But it's truly important to maintain the same mindset and stay consistent as if you were to have a brick and mortar, right? So let me give you the painting of this. If I started a restaurant, I would never go, all right, I'm going to start this restaurant, but I don't want any friends or family. Like, I don't want to bother my friends and family to come eat here. So I just only want strangers to come and eat here. Absolutely not. No, if I start a restaurant, everybody in my family better eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in my restaurant, right? I got bills to pay. Like, this place ain't going to pay for itself. You need to have that same mentality with your online business. Okay, you've got rent to pay, honey. You need to show up daily as if you've got a mortgage due at the end of the month. And when you show up and treat your business seriously, you make other people take you seriously. And although it may take a while to get it up off the ground and running, that sets the tone and the energy, and that sets you apart from the rest who show up in their business 50% of the time. Okay? Create the ideal vision of what life will look like. Be bold enough. Okay, like I told you, scared, but we show up. And we are bold enough to look silly or embarrassing while you find yourself in the business, and don't look back. You know, I always say, you kind of just got to go through the suck. Just, you know, your first video is always going to be terrible. Your first post is always going to just look, you're going to look back at it and be like, that was awful. What was I thinking? Your first product is not going to be the best, right? Your packaging, your ideas, all the things, those evolve over time, but you can't be the best until you started at the bottom. And we've all started there, I promise you. Tip number 4, identify your weaknesses and your distractions. And you may be saying, that's not a tip on social selling, but indeed it is. If you can get ahead of the game and you can identify your weaknesses and your distractions that you currently know you have, and this may take time for you to figure out, and you may need to talk to people and talk to the other people in your life and ask them, you know, to help you identify these things. If you can identify your weaknesses and distractions, you can identify a way that you can begin succeeding in your business, because it's almost like a pop-up blocker, right? Like distraction, pop-up. Distractions pop up, and you're just like, nope, I'm not letting that just me. I know these are my weaknesses. I know I need to get better in these. So my personal development, my skill set, my knowledge building is going to go all to focus on these skill sets and this knowledge, because I know that that's my weakness. But if I can get better at that, then I can succeed and grow in my business. Okay. You need to get it all out on paper, write it all down. When thinking about starting an online business, we'll always revert back to what we think we cannot do. Should say that. When I first started my business, I could have given you a laundry list of why I shouldn't have started and all the things I wasn't good at. And I could give you like 3 things, and I was like, I could do that. I'm okay at this. I'm all right with this. Okay. I'm sure you're the same way. For example, I was not technically trained nor naturally gifted at makeup application. It was not my thing. I was not good at it. I wasn't terrible, but it was like very basic. It was very mom. Nothing wrong with that. I love me a good basic makeup look, but I also love me a little glam too. This was a skill Okay. Makeup application was a skill that prior to starting my business, I knew I needed to improve, but I didn't let it stop me from starting. I said, okay, I'm going to get up and get going and I'm going to start. And then I learned over the last 5 years, and I'm self-taught. I never took a class, I never took a course, nothing, right? How on earth would I go from this to this in 5 years and grow a business with it? People they love to watch a transformation. They love to watch you grow in confidence. And in fact, it helps them grow in confidence while you start in your business and you work your way up. It encourages them, it inspires them, it makes them want to go out and do better in the world. And it's a domino effect like you could never believe. And you may not know that right away, but over time, if you stay consistent and dedicated to your business, you will realize that people love to watch a transformation. So don't wait until you know it all. Don't wait until you've already got it figured out. Start in the beginning as a beginner, not knowing it all, and show them as you learn, and be very transparent and open and honest. If you start a business where you're creating a product and you have to ship this product and it's a fail at first, don't quit. Don't quit. Be honest. Be transparent. Say, listen, this is my first try at this, and maybe something didn't quite work the way you thought it would. Be open and honest about it with your people. They will respect you and they will watch you as you get back up and you try again, and they will continue supporting you. I promise you that. And you're always going to have the haters here and there, okay? Don't let them stop you. Don't let the opinions of the haters and the naysayers, whether you know them or not, because believe it or not, there's going to be people in your life that that tell you can't do it, that tell you they don't think you should try it, that tell you it's silly, that tell you you look silly online. It doesn't matter. If it's something that brings you joy, if it's something that brings you passion, and it's serving the vision that you've created, that we talked about on the last couple of slides, that vision of that life that you so desperately want, if it's serving that, their opinion doesn't matter. Their opinion doesn't pay your bills. Their opinion is not going to help you get to where you want to go. And I've always heard, you don't ask for directions from people who have never been where you, my friend, are going, okay? You never do. The reality of this, okay, is that it's just skill you need to improve on, right? The good news is we all have room for improvement. We all have room for growth. We all have a way to be able to, take ourselves from wherever we're at now and look at where we want to be and go, okay, there are X, Y, Z skills that I need to improve on to go from there to there, right? These people we see on social media that are running these successful businesses, you need to look at them and go, okay, I could do what she's doing, except for I don't know how to do this. Identify it, and then we have the World Wide Web at our fingertips. Research it, dive into these topics. Continue sticking with me on this webinar because I have something that's going to help you even more. I'm so excited about. It's really important to identifying your weaknesses is identifying your distractions. And this is hard for some people because when we identify our distractions, it can take us to a place where we start to get negative. I want you to be very, very intentional when you are identifying your weaknesses and distractions. I want you to know that it's not a pity party. It's not a woe is me. It's not a myself down. We are by nature creatures of procrastination, distraction, and we're wired like that. So please don't be hard on yourself, but let's identify what it is that we are distracted by, okay? Fine-tune a list of things that currently that are not serving your vision of owning a social media business, all right? And this one's going to be hard for some of us. So let's give you some examples. Watching hours of Netflix every night, using your lunch break as social hour or online shopping, napping or aimlessly scrolling on social media, watching videos and, recipes and all the things, again, not serving what you want for your social media. Finding your distractions won't be easy. However, once you start your online business, you will need to search for pockets of time in your day that you can be committing time to it. You'll need to sacrifice things when you get started with your business that are currently filling free time and likely not helping you develop the skills that you are lacking. That's a big one. If you're still with me, lean in here, okay? Lean in. Deciding what type of business to start, finding your passion and your lane, creating a vision, and adapting the commitment despite your distractions or lack of skills is just the beginning. These 4 tips will absolutely help you get the foundation started in your business. But there's more that you need. And I have really great news. That's why I have this really cheesy smile on my face in this picture. I've created a course just for you. It's intricate. It is in detail, in depth, a course for you, a step-by-step intensive course that will walk you through not just starting a social media business, but giving you all the tools to find success in it. We will be covering more in depth on how to choose what type of business to start online, creating the right mindset and finding what consistency means, how to create a brand on social media, how to market using multiple social media platforms, how to sell and promote in authentic ways and what that looks like and how that works, how to grow on social media, how to create residual income, if anybody's interested in residual income, marketing strategies that cost you nothing, $0, my friends. Are you hearing me on this? How to gain trust from followers and clients, Biz 101, including taxes, legal business must-dos, retirement and investment, insurance, all the things, okay? This is not your average course. We are diving in.
I have poured my heart and soul into this course. I have given you everything that I have learned over the last 5 years plus more. If you are ready to take the next step and start your social selling journey and decide what you want to do and how you want to do it, and you need the step-by-step guidance, I have finally launched my course and you can find it right below. I'm super excited to offer you an exclusive discount since you were so sweet to lend your time and hang out with me on this webinar today. So make sure you click below, check it out. I do offer payment plans or you can pay in full. And I cannot wait to see you in the course and connect with you even more.